everybody, and welcome back to World of Warships. I think I've still got my sound low, so let me just fix that and we'll get on with this. There we go. Good. Right. Now, some of you will have noticed that I am actually contradicting my previously stated intention to focus on more lower tier games, given that everybody and their dog tends to cover higher tier ones, because this ship is the Tier 7 American cruiser USS Atlanta. Now, how did this happen? Well, Atlanta is a Tier 7 premium ship, so I bought it with real money, which is not something I do that often. However, my channel finally got over the 1,000 views mark. Not 1,000 subscribers, I would like to add. I still have hardly any subscribers, but I have 1,000 total views for all of my videos, all put together. And I decided to celebrate, and since this one was on sale and it looked like it might be quite good fun, I decided to go for it. So here is the game of the Atlanta. Now this is the first decent game I've had, and when I say decent game I don't mean victory. I have yet to win a game in this ship, and I've done a few, but this game is quite a good showcase of what the Atlanta is capable of when it's in the right situation, how terrible it is in the wrong situation, and also an example right at the end of a very well played battleship. Now, what's happening here? We have a destroyer who's just laid a smoke screen for us, which is quite nice. One of the dudes, I think, is about to pop his radar, and meanwhile I'm unloading at Mr. Destroyer over there. Not that accurately, I have to admit. We have a cyclone inbound in 5 minutes, which is quite helpful actually, for reasons I will explain. Now, Atlanta. You will notice, oh, got 5 hits there. You will notice the ridiculous number of gun turrets this ship has. It has 3 at the front, 3 at the back, and 2 wing turrets. Each are double. It has 16 guns in total. Now, I was trying to avoid these torpedoes, and I was like, I can't avoid that one. But luckily, my friendly neighbourhood other cruiser caught it for me, so all I had to do was stop and avoid it. Now, these guns are 5.5 inch in a tier where the Pensacola, which is the American Tier 7, sort of normal cruiser, has 8-inch guns, and most other cruisers have 8-inch guns at this point, apart from the British, because they're always weird. But it has an absolute metric ton of them. They also have a 5-second reload as standard. These ones are quicker, and I would show you, but I can't for some reason, because I've got a captain skill that gives them an extra, is it 10 or 20%? I think it's 10% shorter reload. So I have mine at 4.5 seconds. Most ships at this point cruisers will have a 10 or 12 second reload time. Battleships, half a minute. So it has a massive ton of very small, very fast firing guns. Now the problem with them is that they have a range of 11.5 kilometers. Whereas most other ships, you're talking 14, 15, 16 plus. Now I'm getting out of this smoke screen because the smoke screen is literally about to run out, so I'm trying to get out of it before I get spotted. What this means is that you have to get in close, relatively speaking, to avoid getting shot up by anybody else. And to make things worse, the Atlanta has absolutely terrible health pool, and the armour might as well not exist. It basically doesn't have armour. This thing gets citadeled really, really easily. So what you have to do is do what I'm slowly learning to do here, which is stay behind cover. Basically hide. So at the moment I'm hiding behind this island. Just poke out, get some shots off this battleship. This thing is what is often called a glass cannon. Its firepower is the only thing it's got going for it, but its firepower is ridiculously good. I've never seen, in a good situation, I've never accrued so much damage so quickly as I have in this ship. Now you see, I've just had my steering gear knocked out, so we quickly repair that, and now we just start legging it because I'm in range, I'm being aimed at. This is not a good situation to be in. But look at this, look how much spam we can put out. What you basically do with this ship is you get into range and then just switch on the hosepipe. You can put out one volley before the other volley is even landed, and you can spam out a lot of damage very quickly. If you look here, I've just gone up to 12,000 damage in the space of a few seconds. So with battleships, you just spam high explosive because you can set a lot of fires. You have a 5% chance of fire for any given hit with a high explosive shell, and you can throw out 14 of. Assuming you're at a good angle, you can throw out 14 of them at any one time. So, given how quickly the salvos happen, you're guaranteed to start fires, basically, with no more than sort of 3 salvos, and that's 3 salvos to 1 of everybody else's. So what's happening now is we're capping B. Most of the enemy team has gone towards A, over there. You'll notice on the map, down here, there's very little cover around A. Just get some shots off of the destroyer. I think, yeah, he dies before they land. So I'm heading over to C here, where there's lots of other islands which I can hide behind, because you need to use terrain to get close. You can't just do this is not Cleveland, you can't just do standoff and fire. Clevelands, in my experience, tend to work better at longer range, where you can dodge enemy shots and you have the range to fire back. This ship does not have the range to fire back, and 11.5 kilometers is almost knife fighting range for some battleships and things like that, and you get citadel so easily. So you lose most of your health before you even get into range, basically. So I'm heading up towards C. This guy is heading there as well. So what I'm hoping at the moment is that round here, if you look at the map where my mouse is, I'm hoping to ambush him round here, because this ship at short range is an absolute monster. The AP, I generally wouldn't bother unless you're against equal or low tier cruisers at close range, because they will give you loads of citadel hits. It's not really worth the effort. There's no point. You're better off just spamming high explosive most of the time. Although the short reload time does mean that you can switch ammo types very easily. So I notify the rest of my team that I'm heading towards C. The justification being that I need cover because I'm really, really weak. And credit, actually, this is the first high tier game I've played. This is a tier 9 game. We have Iowa and some other tier 9 ships. Oh, there we go. Target. He didn't know I was here, I don't think, but he's got a lot of guns as well. There are a load of shatters there. That wasn't good. He just incapacitated the turret. The turrets, you won't go through a game without a turret. Some turrets somewhere getting damaged because they get knackered so easily. And then we try and turn out the way these. You see what I mean about the damage? Look at my health bar and how much damage that took. He's actually going the other way now, which suits me because I can go and catch C unopposed. So yeah, you won't get. The other thing with this ship, which won't come into play in this game because there's no aircraft carriers, is the AA fire. The AA power is ridiculous. This is possibly one of the most powerful anti-aircraft ships in the game. So I've got my anti-aircraft consumable just here, which I use completely gratuitously later on. And I've also got radar, which is quite good for smoking out ships hiding in smoke screens. And do you get that? Smoking them out. Yeah, I'm hilarious. You're good for that, for smoking out destroyers and things hiding behind islands and things like that. So it is a very good ship. However, my experience of it so far is that it is not forgiving at all. If you get it in the right situation, it is an absolute damage dealer. But if you get it in the wrong situation, it's useless and it just dies. The first few games I played in this game, I think I managed to get like 1 salvo off before getting dog-parred by everybody in the enemy team. Because one thing that it's worth me pointing out is if you're playing against people who understand how the game works, they all know how weak this ship is. So that makes you a priority target. And also they also all know how good your guns are. So that makes this game a priority target for anybody on the enemy team who know what they're doing, which means the first time I played this, I tried to sail into gun range, got targeted by 5 people and just kind of blown out of the water within about 10 seconds. Second game, similar thing happened. Third game, I started trying to pay attention to cover and things like that, and we still got hammered, but I lasted a little bit longer. And this was the first game that actually went well. So now the enemy have just started capping B. That's probably this sneaky cruiser who knackered me just now. But there's jack all I can do about it at the moment because I'm capping C. Some of our other team have doubled back. And props to the enemy team actually for this game before I carry on. They were losing quite heavily at one point. And they did actually pull it back. It came very close, as you shall see. But they earned their victory this time. And it wasn't because our team played badly either. Our team played well as well. But the enemy team just played better. This is one of the few games where we lost, and I don't actually feel bad about it because both sides played well, and the Reds in this case, because they're the enemies, the Reds just played better. So I couldn't be annoyed. It was not like our team were all idiots and the enemy team were all amazing or something like that, because that sometimes happens and it's really annoying. The other thing with the Atlanta, now I notice it actually, is that the turrets have a very fast rotation speed. So this is one of the ships where you can turn as hard as you can and you can't outrun your guns. You can't outturn your guns, which is quite good. So now I'm heading back to B. We've got some of our fleet heading to B as well. To recap, the sneaky cruiser's just left B, as you can see here, so they're not going to catch him. These guys are dead. These guys are going to die soon, which is a bit irritating. One of them has just gone down, or somebody's just gone down. And now we recapture B. So as I said in chat just then, this ship is a gun hosepipe. You just have to get close enough to do it, and you'll see in a minute how much damage you can rack up in a short time if you do. I mean, the amount of damage I got in the end was not actually exceptional as such. It was pretty decent, but you know, I've had better. I've had a lot worse as well, but it was alright. But it's not so much the amount of damage that I achieved that I want you to notice, it's how quickly I got it. This was not like a whole bunch of citadels. This was without citadels and just pure high explosive spam. You'll see. I was like almost had I had my mouth open, like, even though we'd lost. As I'm saying in chat again, I think having used this ship a bit, you'll see 2 out of the 3 ships down here are now dead. Having used this ship a bit, I think 11.5 kilometers is too short a range. I can understand why the range is short, but I think 11.5 is pushing it. If it was me, I'd make it something like 13. The last ship is now dead, as you can see. I mean, battleships at this kind of level still have 16, 17 kilometer ranges. Cruisers are 15, 16, 14. You know, it's having 13 is still short ranged. But I think 11 makes it very difficult to play. I know there are people who are good at the game, a lot better than me, who can play it very well. The Atlanta, like I know a guy who took it during the last ranked battle season. A guy took it to first rank, for example. But you really have to know what you're doing. And I think it would be better if the ship had a very slightly longer range. So I'll take it up to maybe 12.5, 13, something like that, because that would make it more useful and easier to play. Now, what I'm doing now is trying to work out where these cruisers are, because I can't see them because of the cyclone. My view range is reduced to 8 kilometers, as you can see here. But I know where they are, so what I'll start doing in a minute. I've got it on fixed camera, so we'll see. Yeah, there we go. One of them dies, yep, and then that's the Iowa strutting his stuff. So he's not doing very well health-wise. What we do now is try and work out where he is. There we go. So now what I'm doing is I'm looking for shell splashes and explosions, looking at his orientation on the map down here. I'm trying to work out where he is and just shooting blind, basically, because he is within range. He's just not within my view range. So there's the explosions. So we aim over there. The fast reload time of these guns means that it's very easy to correct your aim. There he is. Now watch the damage total for the next kind of 3 minutes. And nobody's aiming at me. This is the best situation to be in. Nobody actually cares that I exist, so I can just unload. So we've gone up to 16,000, 17,000, 18,000, almost 19,000, 20,000, 21, oh dear, 24. This is ridiculous. We didn't get the kill for that, but I just got sort of like 50 hits. And then so here's our next victim. He's not aiming at me either. Just start spamming high explosive at him. We're up to 26,000 now, from 12. Set him on fire. Keep spamming it, keep spamming it. Now he's gone behind the island. I just shot down an aeroplane somehow. Right, so almost 28,000. So we've got 16,000 damage in maybe a minute. And we have a friendly neighbourhood battleship coming up behind us. We've just defended the base, so we get credit for that. That is Scharnhorst. So Scharnhorst is tier 7 as well. So we can start spamming him now. Just knocked out a whole bunch of... That's the other thing, spamming. You loads of module damage. as well, so you can knock out guns and secondary guns. 33, so just another, 34, so that's another 6,000 damage in the space of about 20 seconds. 36. This is just ridiculous hose piping. Try the torpedoes, I'm not going to get this range, he's almost dead anyway, so we just switch back to guns. That's the thing about this thing, it does have torpedoes. And we got the kill! Awesome. It's 43,000, so we're up from 28 to 43,000. Again, in about a minute. And we have another friendly cruiser on single salvo. Yep, he's out as well. It's 44,000. This thing has torpedoes as well, by the way. It's got 8, it's got 4 on each side. But they are very short range, so they're 4.5 kilometers. But they're very high damage. They do like 15,000 plus damage each. The problem is that your guns are more useful, even at short range. So torpedoes, keep them in mind, but I wouldn't try using them really, because the situations in which they're going to be usable are just never going to happen. So we have another friendly target who's also not aiming at me, and then we have this Lion battleship over here, which is my nemesis in this game, BadVooDooo in the Lion, which is tier 9. I'm impressed when people get these tier 9 British battleships. And we got the third kill, so we got 3 kills. We're up to 48,000 damage. I'm impressed by people who get the tier 9 British battleship on like the same day that it came out, because I just don't have the time or commitment to get the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of free XP necessary to do it in that time. Now, this is that oh dear in chat. This is where I realised that it's me against it's a tier 7 knackered cruiser versus a tier 9 battleship who's almost on full health. Now, what I'm hoping he will do is he'll come steaming around this corner. You know, being you know how battleships are. You know, if he does this properly, what he'll do is he'll come around the corner really tightly, really close range, and let me get torps on him. Because that's what battleships always do. So what I'm hoping here is if I launch torpedoes now, he's over here somewhere, because I know he's coming this way, and he will come kind of like this, and my torpedoes will just hit him, because everybody knows battleships can never dodge anything, and then we'll win. Bearing in mind that this is literally my only chance of winning. Like, I can't take it. I think even at full health, he could kill me in one salvo. This thing literally has basically no armor. So then I realised, well, I'm not going to torpedo him. And I've lost. This is where we realise I've lost. There's no way There's no way of capturing the bases and then getting enough. So yeah, that's the gratuitous use of the anti-aircraft consumable. Because I just wanted to kill that, so at least I did something to him. And here we go, here is BadVooDooo demonstrating how to use a battleship to control the engagement. You'll notice he's well out of torpedo range. And he has no incentive to let me kill him, because he knows he's going to win. I have to kill him, he does not have to kill me. And that is one hit. Watch what just happened to my health. So we're just throwing the salvos out. We're up to over 50,000 damage now. I can get out probably about 8 or 9 salvos to his 1. I think those are his secondaries. And that, I don't know how I survived that. And those are some more, I can't tell. I have no idea how I survived that either, but I've got 2 fires, so I put the fires out for whatever reason. And I'm just trying to do as much damage as possible at this point. We're up to 56,000 damage. And then, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And, ladies and gentlemen, you will notice going head to head against a Lion in an Atlanta. So I'm going against a tier 9 battleship with no armour, no health. I survived. Look at the timer up here, that is at 0 seconds. So I did actually survive this game. They won, needless to say. However, I think we played very well, and props to this guy, because that was good battleship play. Like, I was desperately trying to close the distance. The only way I was going to win this was if I got torpedo hits, and his health, he's on 40 something thousand health, so I would have to pretty much get, I think, 3 out of the 4 torpedoes on this side. You can see the launchers just there. Where are they? Come on, behave. The launcher's just there. It's a quad torpedo launcher. 3 of them would have to hit, and if he's got any sense, they're going to miss. Like, you know, because he knows she must know they're coming. But he kept the range open. I don't think he drove directly away from me, but he certainly didn't close. And that was wise play, because they had two out of the 3 bases. They had a massive advantage with us on points. This game was his to lose, if that makes sense. He had no motive and no reason to. He could have ignored me completely. Actually, he could have just turned around and gone the other way. And he almost got the kill even then. But he made it impossible for me to win. Now, I've had games before. I had a game in a Danae, which was the British cruiser once, where it was again 1v1. And the battleship didn't do that. He did what I was hoping this guy would do. Went close to the island. I just torpedoed him at close range and just took him out. I didn't even need to bother with a gun duel. So this is an example of battleship driving done correctly, in my opinion. So I hope people watching take note of that as well. So yeah, so I got 254. I've never got so many gun hits in my life. 6 fires, 1 capture, 3 aircraft shot down, 1 base defense, and 3 kills, and 58,000 damage. So I hope you enjoyed that game in the Atlanta. As I said, I'm not going to be doing this on a regular basis. I prefer low to mid tier stuff anyway. But this ship is hilarious. So I really enjoy playing it. I have yet to win, but I really enjoy playing it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that battle, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.